Hello everyone, this is Abhinav Chandra and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are starting a series in which we are going to deal with some of the important coding questions which are frequently asked in the TCS NQT examination. So I have collected some of the questions from the internet. These are the frequently asked questions. Generally they don't ask very tough questions. These all questions are quite easy. Today we are going to look at the first two questions which are very simple. So let's start coding. So the first question, I will zoom this out. The first question is smallest / largest element of an array. So we will be asked to find the smallest element of an array or the largest element of an array. So we are going to look for the largest element in this particular example. So we are given an array. This will be our input array of this 5 3 7 9 0 1 elements. Okay, and the expected output will be 9 because it is the largest element in the array. If we were asked for the smallest element in the array, then we will be returning 0. So let's solve this. We can use a for loop which will run from the first element to the last element, and we will define a variable which will collect the largest element of the array. So first of all, we have to define the array. We can take this array, paste it here. Now we have to first define our function. And we are going to pass array inside this function. We have to run a for loop for I in range. Okay, we don't really need range. We can direct loop through the elements of the array itself. We have to define a variable which will hold the largest element. I will name this current underscore largest. We have defined a variable current largest and we have initialized it with a 0. So now we have to check if I is greater than current largest, then current largest will be I, and we will wait for this whole loop to run, and then we will return the array. Okay, now we have to call the function. Largest and pass array. So what we have done is we have created a function which is taking the input as array, and we will have to define a variable which will hold the current largest element. Now we are going to loop through this array and store the element one by one in I. In some case, like I becomes greater than the current largest element. So let's say for the first time I will have the value 5 and the current largest will be 0. Now we will compare, is 5 greater than current largest? Yes. Then we will run this, assign the current largest is equals to I. Then what is happening is here it is 5 is, it is asking 5 if 5 is larger than 0 or not. So it will be true. So this code will run, and what happens is now the current largest will be equals to 5. Okay, so this will iterate through, and again this will go up the loop, and for the next iteration, I will hold 3. And is 3 greater than 5? Because the current largest will be holding at this point 5. Is 3 greater than 5? No. So this code will not run, and again for loop will again once more iterated, and we are going to lastly print out the largest element. Let's run this code. Okay, so we should be returning current largest, not this. So we got the answer 9. Okay, if we were asked to find the smallest element in the array, then we can just this. We'll change the sign from larger greater than to less than, and it will work for the current largest, not current smallest. This is the code for the smallest one. We got the answer 0. Now the second question, we are given an array of size n, this one, and we have to reverse this array to this one. We are expected to output this one. So the first element of the array, initial array, was 5. Now the first element, the 5 is become the last element of the output array. Now here the last element of the array was 1, and the output array, the last element is, the first element is 1. So we have to just inverse this array. So the easiest solution will be the easiest solution will be ARR is equals to ARR, and we are going to use list manipulation, I think it is called, and we are going to do this. Now this is the easiest solution for this question. So what we are doing is, we were given an array, and we have defined a function reversal of the array and passed that array from it. Now what we are doing here is, so we are utilizing array slicing property, in which we define the first element from where the slicing we have to begin. We can begin slicing from 0, 1, or anywhere, but we do not have to do the slicing. We only have to look for the step function of the slicing. So -1 step function, that will mean that we have to reverse the array. So this will be a simple solution for this question, and we are storing the new form array in the array. So now we have got the answer, but I am not sure if this will work or not in the examination, so we are going to look at other solutions too. So now I will just copy this. Okay, so we are going to take the two pointers approach. In two pointers approach, we start defining two pointers which will move toward themselves or move in a certain direction, decreasing the time complexity of the program. So let's just define, let's just solve this question and then we will talk about it. Left is equals to, left will start from 0. Left, this pointer will be pointing toward the first element of the array, and then right will point toward the last element of the array. So it will not point toward the element itself but the index of that element. Array -1. We have got the answer. So we took the two pointers approach. Let me erase this one. We took the two pointers approach where the left pointer is actually pointing toward the index of the first element of the array, and the right pointer is pointing towards the index of the last element of the array. So how we have taken this, we have taken the length of the array, and because the indexing starts at 0, so we have to subtract 1 from the length. So right now the length will be 1 2 3 4 5 6, length will be 6, but we have to start from index 0 0 1 2 3 4 5. So lengthwise 1 is at the 6th position, but index wise it is at the 5th position. So we have subtracted 1 from the length of array, and we have got the 5th position. So this will be, sorry, this will be 5 here, right, will be 5. Now we are going to run a while loop. What it is going to do, that it is going to ensure the running of the loop until this condition becomes false. So what is going to happen for the first iteration, it will check if the left is lesser than right or not. So initially the left was 0 and the right was 5. So yes, left is less than right. When it happens that left is less than right, we are going to enter the loop, and we have to now uh, we are going to swap the elements value. So what we are doing is, we were pointing towards this, the first element and the last element, and now we are swapping their values. So the first element becomes 1 and the last element becomes 5. Okay, so it is very simple. This sentence may look difficult, but it is very simple. So what we are going to do is, in Python we can do swapping like this also. We do not need other variables to swap, use as intermediate variables to swap the element values. So what we have done is we have taken the element at left and we have taken the element at right. We have assigned their value as the left one becomes the right one and the right one becomes the left one. It is very simple as that. Now the swapping part has been completed, so now we have to move towards the next element, next step in the while loop. So we are going to increment left with 1. So now the value of left was 0 at the starting, now it has become 1, and now this pointer, left pointer, is pointing towards the third element, which is 3. And suddenly the right one, we are going to subtract right with -1. So now this one 5, in place of 5 it becomes 4, and now this is pointing towards this 0. Okay, and then again we are going to run this loop. Again this condition will be checked. Here too left is smaller than right, so we are going to again swap their values. So 0 becomes 3, 3 becomes 0. Okay, and again we are going to increment and decrement left and right simultaneously, and we are going to when we decrement, increment and decrement simultaneously, it will become this condition 2 and 3. So the left will become 2 and now pointing towards 7, and right will become 3 and now pointing towards 9. Okay, but it is still, the condition is still true because left is still smaller than right. So the swapping will once again take place, and we are going to increment and decrement the left and right variables simultaneously. Then now this 2 has become 3 and this 3 has become 2 now. Now this condition, left is less than right, it is not true. The left one, the value of left is 3 and the value of right is now 2. So it became false and the while loop stops running, and we will return the array from this reverse function, and we have printed out the answer like this. We have got the answer. This one is the answer. The time complexity of this question will be, it will be n by 2.